What's going on, boys? It's your boy Cerrone Macaroni MMA here, back with another video. Instant reaction to UFC 330. Literally just turned the TV off as we speak, and this card actually, exceeded a lot of people's expectations. My expectations for sure. It was a good card, like a good, well-performing card. If you look at the card on paper, not so great. They could have done better with the matchmaking and all that. People put on the card, fine. But the performance of the card was good. A lot of finishes, a lot of entertaining fights. Um, man, we can just. I mean, this card was good. Um, I would say performance-wise, there were a lot of matchups here. I was like, I feel like I did not. I'll be honest. I don't think I did great on predictions for this card, bro. I did have some underdog picks in here that won, and I was happy for that. But overall, bro, I was not. I did not do great for predictions on this card. I was like almost. I was like almost 500 my record. My record's like close to like being tied with itself. But anyways, man, let's get straight into this and talk about each fight, how the person won. Let's break it down. Let's get into this. With the first fight being, man, Jermel versus Mixed Oral By, man. This is probably one of the biggest upsets I've ever seen in my life. Literally, I swear, bro, I know people put in the jackpot for make the big oral buy to win this, bro. They put in so much money for him to win this just for him to get some, bro. He did not look good at all in this fight. He did not look good. Okay, cool. He had the wrestling. He took round one. He took round two. But Jeremiah looked faster. He looked quicker on the feet. Throwing a lot of nice jabs at Oralby. Oralby was not looking good at all on the feet. He resorted to like the wrestling pretty quickly. So I think he realized. I mean, there's levels to the striking in welterweight, and Jermel is one of those guys. I mean, to me, I thought in round one Jermel can definitely compete, but then after that, it's probably gonna like slow down a little bit. But no, no, he kept on going. I mean, I make the Oralby supporter. I still like the guy. Still very entertaining. I mean, this is only his second loss in the UFC. He still has very dominant wins in the UFC so far, bro. Like we can't count him out completely, bro. He's still a really good fighter. But losing to Jermel is definitely, puts a dark spot on your UFC tenure, bro. Definitely. And I just don't know, man. Like Jermo's, I forget what submission is called. I think it's like a ninja, something like that. Whatever type of choke it was, he just called him a submission. I think Orwell was trying to clinch with him, trying to take him down again, and Welsh just instantly got him in that submission, held it tight, and Orwell just fell down to his knees, man. It was over. Man, this is probably like when I tell you, I think almost everybody on MMA YouTube, everybody like 95% of the fans literally had or by winning and he lost, man. It's just crazy. It's like, bro, anything can happen in this sport, bro. And we just saw it here tonight. Not just this fight, a lot of other fights still. And Jeremy's got it done. He's talking about, oh, I should fight a top 15 fighter, brother. You're 40, bro. You're not contending for the belt. You just could be Aura, but doesn't mean you should be in the rankings, bro. Chalk it. Let's move on. Next fight. We had another unk in this fight. That being Neil Magny versus Ramiz Brahimaj. Now, Brahimaj was doing is literally the same thing as the Orbai fight. Brahimaj was doing a pretty good job on the ground. Like that's really kind of his thing. I mean, he doesn't really try to go for, striking with the feet because I I would say he probably assumed like, oh, Nemagny's pretty good on the feet. He knows what he's doing. Crafty veteran. He's been in the UFC for a while. Lots of experience. Yeah. So he wanted to get him down. That's what he did. Round one, he just held him down there. Nemagny got up at him at the moment. Like he kind of switched it around, trying to get out of it, wriggle out of it. Did what he could, but ultimately Brahimaj took round one. Obviously, round two though, Brahimaj executed the same plan he did. He was just trying to really get control time. He was trying to win this fight like with control. Understandable. But Nimani was not standing for that, and Nimani reversed it, got up, and then he won by TKO. He just pummeled Brahim Maj. Brahim Maj couldn't defend himself. I mean, in this fight, Brahim Maj looked so one-dimensional, bro. He literally looked like he didn't know what he's doing on the feet, and he didn't really try to strike with Magny at all. Like, he threw like less than 10 strikes, or no, he like landed less than 10 strikes in that fight, and it's like, bruh, come on, man. Like you should have known, bro. A crafty vet like No Magny is gonna, edge out a win over you in some way, bro. If you're pretty one-dimensional and you're not showing that you can strike with him, and he did it. He pulled it off, and Manny got the one here. I'm pretty sure I had him winning. I think so. I don't even remember my summer predictions. I'm not gonna lie. We can move on to our next early prelim fight, being Rafael Tobias versus Lucas Fernando. Lucas Fernando got the win. Bro, Rafael Tobias literally looks so intimidating, but then when you watch him fight in the octagon, he just looks utter trash. He's getting outstriked. Um, I don't even know, bro. Like Lucas Fernando, I'm pretty sure I had Lucas Fernando winning this fight, but like Lucas Fernando literally such very fluid and smooth striking, nice combos, dangerous kicks. Some of those kicks he was landing were dangerous, bro. And the reason why he won this fight was literally because Tobias was like he hit him in the midsection, like probably like the liver with a kick, and I was like, oh my god. And he took a knee for that, and Fernando just got him, started pummeling him, boom, done. Fight was over. Fernando's definitely got to watch out for in light heavyweight, upcoming guy in the UFC. This is his first fight in the UFC. He looked nice. I do remember he was on the Contender Series a couple years ago, and he fought Cesar Almeida, and he lost. But now he's here, got a chance in the UFC, ready to showcase what he can do, and a very impressive win over a pretty trash fighter in Rafael Tobias. Like Tobias off the best start in his UFC career. He's 0-2. If he loses the next one, you got to cut him, bro. It's just not it, man. Not it at all. But Fernando, like this guy, hope to see him soon, bro, because he's really didn't take any damage in that fight. Let's be honest here. Ton of damage at all. Definitely could see him like literally like what a couple months from now, like 3 months, 2 months. Took no damage. Anyway, let's move on. Next fight. That being Vicente Luque versus Tresean and Tresean got the win here by decision. This fight was pretty it was kind of boring a little bit. But they were landing strikes back and forth for a minute. At one point, Tresean Gore almost had Luque, and like he almost submitted him. He got very close. Like round one was pretty close between the two. A lot of back and forth. Then round, 2 and 3, it was kind of like Gore really just, utilizing his grappling, striking pretty well on the feet, going back and forth. The only problem with Gore is that like, he was kind of gassing out. Or like late round 2, early round 3. I'm like, man, like you really gotta get your conditioning up or something, man, because like it's not great. Because if he's trying to, I mean, let's be honest here, I think at this point Gore's not really even trying to compete for a belt or rankings. He's just really fighting. I mean, and I mean he did not look bad in this fight at all. He looked pretty good against a seasoned veteran in Luque, who moved up here to middleweight. And he looked pretty good against Luque. Like I said, he almost had a nice submission win on him. Got close to it, then get it. Luque also almost had a pretty good submission on Gore. Actually, knocked some of his teeth out too. I mean, man, like Luque's not a slouch. We obviously know that. He obviously has power to him. But Gore got the win. A nice win over a seasoned veteran in the UFC. And yeah, man, Gore looked fine. I think in his next fight he should probably work on his cardio, his conditioning kind of. He should cause like if you want to last with some other guys in middleweight, you really need to like work on your gas tank, bro. And he was a little bit out of it, later in the fight. But he got the win. That's all that matters. We all love Tresean Gore. Good win. Let's move on. Next fight. Dante Johnson versus Eric Mercanico. A lot of people, I swear, and most of the, guru, bedtime, all those guys are choosing like mechanical. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I understand that Dante Johnson, was a little bit shaky in his last fight, and it was like, yeah, okay, a very close win of very close fight with Cody Brundage, and you won a split decision. And I was like, yeah, but this dude is still dangerous, bro. This dude still is a monster, bro. Don't doubt him, bro. He still has the potential he still had when he's in the Contender Series and won. And yeah, he knocked Mechanical out cold, literally. Mechanical was doing fine at one point in the fight, and then out of nowhere, Johnson shoots a, he gets a punch through his guard and knocks him down. Threw another punch, knocked him out cold, basically. Not out cold, like he was still like conscious, kind of, but he obviously was not gonna get back up at all. And at that point, he yelled the ref too in the face. He like this dude's vicious, bro. He's vicious. We know he's vicious. I think he's kind of turned a lot of heads back, back to where they want to be, or to where he wants them to be. But before, people were very skeptical about Dante Johnson and if he can really, last in his fights. If he, I mean, he got challenged, and it's always good for a prospect to get challenged. I always say that about prospects. It's always good for a prospect to get challenged in a fight. You never want to see a guy just cruise through everything and cruise through everything and then end up losing to the belt. It's like, brother, that was your only challenge in your fights. It's like, cool, you're dominant, but it's always going to have some adversity in fights. And Johnson had that, and in this fight he rebounded crazy and ended up destroying Mechanico. Yeah, I mean, nice win for Jonathan Johnson. I definitely think this guy's a problem in middleweight, and I heard he fought heavyweight. I'm like, bro, he's 5'8". He fought heavyweight? I mean, this dude's crazy, bro. He has a lot of potential to him. He's brought a lot of interest back to him, a lot of hype back to him, and I do think he is gonna be a sneaky, guy to watch out for in the future in the middleweight division. Do I think he's gonna win a belt? No. Could he be in the rankings? We could definitely see it, but it depends on who they're match making him with because obviously we got Cody Brundage. If you give him a guy like similar to Cody Brundage's fighting style, I want to see that again, bro. I want to see that. I want to see what we can do. Nice win. A lot of a lot of potential to Dante Johnson. I'm just saying. Keep that in mind. Mark my words, bro. He's gonna be up there. Not win a belt, but competing for sure. Let's move on. That being Skullet Gang. Charles Johnson versus Eduardo Chapolin. Chapolin was on tough 33, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. He used the guy with the hammer. That's what I remember from him. He had the hammer. He was he's ready. And he lost this fight against Charles Johnson. Skull Gang won. Skull Gang pulled off the second ever Scottish Twister submission in the UFC, and he submitted Chapolin. And this fight was very like this fight was not bad. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Chapolin was kind of throwing Johnson off guard early in the fight. Um, he did get points deducted. Chapolin would have took round one, but eye poked and he kneed him in the head while he was down. And it's like you gotta understand. You really gotta understand that you can't do stuff like that. And if you do stuff like that, you're gonna get points taken away. Got points taken away. And round one was 9-9. It was tied because he lost points. Right. Round two, it was close. I'm pretty sure he knocked down Charles. Yeah, he knocked down Charles Johnson in round two. I thought he was gonna finish him. I was about to finish him for sure. And start ground and pounding him and knocking him out. But no. Skellet Gang lasted round two, and then round three was on pretty back and forth. Charles Johnson started dominating a little bit more, getting back into it, wanting to win this fight. He got in there, and he submitted him with Scottish Twister, which is insane. Think about this. In Charles Johnson's last fight, he got was like a stretch submission by Asu Amabayev, right? And then he pulls another kind of stretch type submission, a Scottish twister on Eduardo Chapolin. It's like, what the? I genuinely thought he was in trouble in that fight. I thought he was gonna get finished in round 2, but no. Turn around. That was a nice comeback by Charles Johnson. But for some reason he's calling out guys like Koji Horiguchi and Brandon Royval. It's like, bro, you're not in the rankings. You're out of it. You're not really contending anymore, bro. I mean, he was never contending for the belt. Let's be honest here. Like, the biggest reason why he was, he's in the rankings because one, he KO'd Loner Kavanaugh, and two, he beat Bruno Silva in a very close split decision win, where you honestly could have given the fight to Silva, but he's talking about fighting Horiguchi. Like Horiguchi literally is fighting. Horiguchi literally is coming off a fight against Manel Cap, who's literally next in line for the flyweight belt. Literally, it's him. Right after Pantoja fights Van Houten wins that one. Cap is literally next up, and he's talking about fighting Brandon Royval. Coming from a nasty win over Loner Kavanaugh. And Royval is moving up there too. Like Royval is probably gonna fight like Amir Abbasi, like someone higher up, like Josh Johnson. You have no say in finding someone that high up, man. Let's chill out here. Let's chill out here, bro. But anyways, good win for Skull Gang. Skull Gang, that's like I always say, bro. And we can move on. The next fight being Chidi Jokani versus Joe Alvarez. Joe Alvarez is probably one of the most stupidest MMA fighters I've ever seen in my life, bro. Genuinely, if you knew Chidi's fighting style was Muay Thai and you still decided to fight, like Joe Alvarez is a good fighter, bro. He's off his game in this fight. He knew Chidi and Jokani was literally a Muay Thai based fighter, and he decided to fight Muay Thai with him, and he ended up losing that fight. Oh, I wonder why. He should have just, stuck to his game plan, try taking him down, try getting his face, striking with him. You're trying to force Jokani to fight MMA instead of Muay Thai, because this fight basically felt like a Muay Thai fight, like literally. It was just kicks and punches. Alvarez off his game for sure. And we've seen Alvarez look pretty good in his fights. He's like, he lost Amosov's last fight, okay. Amosov is a beast. He's definitely got to watch out for him welterweight. But it's like, why are you fighting the same style as someone if that's not your style, bro? I don't know what his game plan was. Even his corner was telling him. Like, I remember his corner was telling him literally, yo, start fighting your fight. Like, start fighting how you normally fight. Stop trying to match Angel Connie with the kicks and all that. And like, it didn't make sense, honestly. I didn't understand it. I thought he should have tried to take him down, get him to the ground, and look for a submission. A lot of fights he does, like that's what he's in a lot of fights. Just get submissions. And we've seen it before. He has a couple of knockouts in the UFC too. I honestly never saw him knocking out Angel Connie in this fight at all. I would assume a lot of people didn't either, but I definitely saw him getting a submission win over Angel Connie for sure. But he didn't do it. He saw Angel Connie is literally like what, 38, 37, somewhere around there, bro. Honestly, you gotta win Joe Alvarez for this fight, for his loss. I mean, it's his fault. Should just played his own game, but he didn't. So, anyways, that's it, man. And we're gonna get the win here. We can move on. Next fight, man, this is a sad one. We have two beloved UFC fighters who retired this month. One being Dan Hopkins and two being Enzo Barboza. And Enzo Barboza fought Esma Rivas tonight. And man, that was a very sad fight. Rivas. I mean, it's not Rivas' fault, man. He probably got given the fight, he accepted it, whatever. I think all of us knew pretty much this was Edson Barboza's last fight in the UFC. He's goated, man. You could say he's a legend of the sport for sure. I mean, he did a lot of stuff, and hope he's a good retirement. But in this fight, man, he got battered, destroyed. He had a cut on his shin. He was bruised up on the face, kind of cut on the face, I believe. He was getting destroyed. I mean, it looked better than Darius, but Darius got beat up in 30 seconds, bro. I think he landed like one strike. At least Edson Barboza was, fighting back. But Rivas is a very high-paced fighter, very aggressive. He was getting in his face a lot, laying a lot of nice combos, bro. And Barboza was trying, but Very sad moment for Barboza. I mean, kind of it was sad, but not for Barboza. I mean, he ended up, celebrating retirement, and he deserves it, bro. He's taking a lot of damage. Did not look great in this fight. He was trying. He was trying to put up, like, at least he wasn't. At least he didn't like curl up on the ball and all that. And, try to run away, back up a lot. He wasn't in corner, and but he's still trying to fight back. Rivas got the win here. Nice win over a UFC legend. His last fight. Okay, cool. As Barboza still put up a fight, he was still trying to actively fight back. Like I'm saying, he was trying. He was not out of it. I mean, I feel like he probably didn't want to retire, but it was his time, man. He's taking a lot of damage. It's his time. Congrats to Barboza. Good career. Next one for Jovic. We can move on to. I mean that we're already in the main card, by the way. Just letting everybody know here. I mean, probably already know that, but gotta make that clear. The next fight was Mansur Abdul Malik versus Dustin Stoltzfus. Man, what did I say? Dustin Stoltzfus got the win here. He got it by submission. I literally called this. This is I like that day I made a prediction video. I felt different. I felt like Stoltzfus was gonna get this win, and he got it. He just proved that he was the better fighter. I've been saying this. Mansur Abdul Malik is so overrated. He's not great. It's like, what has he done in his UFC career? Like, how did he garnish this hype he has now, bro? I mean, besides probably, all fizzled out. No air left in it at all. But, like, genuinely, he lost to UFC Belagaro, he got KO'd, and he got submitted by Dustin Stoltzfus. He's been finished his last 2 fights. It's like, bro, what? Like, do I think he can still last in the UFC? Of course he can still last in the UFC, for sure. But when you're having a draw of Cody Burns, you're getting finished by Dustin Stoltzfus, it's like, bro, you're not really a guy or a UFC prospect that like people are going to really like have hype for you anymore. You're like there are people were saying Malik was definitely a guy who could be a problem middleweight, but I just don't see it. Dustin Stoltzfus dominated him. I would not say dominate. It was pretty close actually. Instantly, you could tell Malik was quicker than Stoltzfus on the feet for sure. But Stoltzfus is a tough, crafty vet. He likes to brawl. He's a very durable fighter. His chin's not like the worst chin ever. He's not been really KO'd in many of his fights at all. Like he's been KO'd like once in the UFC, and he's had a good amount of fights in the UFC so far. And it's like I had him winning. To me, Stoltzfus is a lose one or lose two, win one guy. That's what he does, bro. He comes in there, loses one fight. He lost to Kelvin Gastelum, and he came in here and beat Malik. So he's a win-lose guy. He won it. He had a nasty slam in like round 2 or something like that. He was looking really good. You could literally say he took both rounds before he submitted Malik. He slammed them. The wrestling, you could obviously tell Malik was having a very hard time getting out of the grappling changes with Dustin Stoltzfus. You could really tell. Striking wise, Malik is a better striker, quicker, faster on the feet, but Stoltzfus is a very durable guy. A lot of counter striking in this fight, and he still is lasting with him. And then he was looking for submission a lot when he got on the ground, and then he actually got it. Got under the neck, boom, it was done. It was done. Stoltzfus got the one here. I tell you, this is probably one of my biggest predictions all year. Underdog, sneaky underdog. Dustin Stoltzfus gets the win over Mansur Abdul Malik. I'm very proud of myself for this prediction because I predicted this fight. Pretty how it go. I said Stoltzfus is a very crafty guy on the feet, very dangerous submission threat. You gotta watch out for him, and he got the win by submission. Boom. Next fight on the main card, that being Jalen Tarantula Turner versus Kyle Fernandez. Kyle Fernandez, brother. I kind of feel bad for Kyle Fernandez. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of feel bad for Kyle Fernandez. Really. Like, he came in here. He was confident. I like Kyle Fernandez still, but he didn't get a chance to do anything, bro. It was over, man. I mean, he tried. Jalen Turner literally caught him. He caught him with a nasty, like, I swear, I literally looked down for a second and I heard, oh, my Joe Rogan, DC, and all of them yelling, and he knocked him down, TKO'd him. It was over. I mean, Jalen Turner came out of retirement for this, and he's showing that he's no slouch. He's been working hard in the gym. He's been training for this fight night and day. He was prepared for this, bro. He knew about the leg kicks. I mean, Kai Fernandez didn't really get to do many. He did like one or two. Turner just ended it, lights out, boom. I mean, yeah, that was it, really, if we're being honest. Um, Very nice shot. I think he knocked him out through his guard. Like, he was trying to block the shot, and then he got his punch slipped through. Don't remember totally, but it was a nasty finish for sure. Jalen Turner, I had him winning this fight. I said that leg kicks, don't got to worry about it. Can close the distance. He's a better striker. He proved that he was the better fighter and knocked Kai Fernandez out. He caught him slipping. Boom. Terence Turner here got the win. Another guy wanted to win. He won the fight pretty easily. Nice finish. Nice jab through the card. Such a clean shot. You got the win. We can move on to your co-main event. Mackenzie's there one. That's all I really got to say. I mean, we can break down this fight round by round if we want to, but okay, like I said, this fight's gonna be one of the most boring fights of the year. Like I said, we can just break it down round by round. Round one, Dern dominated. She took it down the ground. She's like the better striker. Like Dern, like I literally said this. Jen Robertson is the better in terms of like the grappling. Yes. Striking, she sucks. Not a striker. Dern's not really a striker either, but she's the better, more athletic, more physically built, quicker striker than Dern. And it showed in this fight she was better, really on the ground. Round 2 is Dern. Round 2 is Dern. Round 3 is Dern. Round 4 is Dern. Kind of slipped up at round 4, but still got that round. Round 5 is Robertson. So it was really 4-1. Like she dominated Robertson. Robertson, she was tried. I mean, realistically, I would want to see John Lee fight Mackenzie Dern. That would be a better fight than this to me. I mean, Robertson. I mean, round 5 was her closest. I thought she got pretty close. To getting to winning. I'm not even close to knocking her out. Mackenzie Dern was really like on the bottom. She was trying to go for submission, use her grappling ability as she always does in all her fights. Like she said in her interview, she was trying to go for a submission win over Robertson, but she really couldn't. Round 5, Robertson really did show that she could last. Reverse Dern had her on the bottom and was landing on the punches. So I will give her round 5 for sure. Close round 5, like 48-47. But yeah, there's not much to say about this fight. I mean, it was pretty boring overall. We knew Dern was going to win this fight. Dern is still a very questionable striker. I mean, it's Jenny Robertson, bro. You're obviously going to outstrike her. You're obviously going to beat her up. Come on, man. But yeah, I mean, that's it for the main event. I already much to talk about. But let's get on straight to the main event here, whatever I've been waiting for. The main event of the evening. Such an anxious fight for me. I was like worried at some points in the fight. Well, let's get right into it. That being the main event of the night: Islam Makhachev versus Ian Machado Gary. Islam wins by unanimous decision. But this fight, like I said, this is not an easy fight for Islam. This is one of his toughest fights in years, bro, that I've seen. Islam really looked like he was kind of like, shaky in this fight. Literally, it's been years since I've seen a really competitive fight, a competitive matchup. I mean, you can say like Volk, the first Volk fight, right? That's in Poirier, yeah. But really, Islam just dominated, bro. He just pulled it off. He's been destroying guys, and when it came to Ian Gary, it got tough. Now, round 1, a lot of fence holding on Ian Gary. Islam was a lot of fence holding him a lot. I mean, it makes sense. Ian Gary was still being competitive round 1. He was still trying to actively throw shots at Islam, really trying to damage him as best as he could while he's kind of, getting grabbed from the back, getting held there. Islam was trying to take, leg sweep him, take him down. Maybe look for submission like he always does. I said Ian Gary's not going to get finished in this fight. And if he does, it'll be by submission, but I didn't really see it happening. It didn't happen at all. Round 2. Islam still with the wrestling. He's relentless. Kind of gassing himself out here. He looked a little bit tired when we got to round 3 there, but so far round 2, he looked nice. He was still controlling Ian Gary a lot. Ian Gary was landing shots as well, from the back end when Islam was holding him, and on his back too. Round 3 is where it gets interesting. Round 3 is where, actually, round 2, I'm pretty sure Islam dropped Ian Gary for a heck kick. I thought the fight was over. I thought he was about to, he dropped Ian Gary and then instantly go over some, start hammer fisting him with right in the face. But no, Ian Gary recovered pretty quickly. Good recovery. Ian Gary was showing a lot of, in round 3, Ian Gary showed a lot of good takedown defense, stuffing a lot of takedowns from Islam, not letting Islam, even when he took him down, like reversing it and kind of getting back in the feet and, landing a lot of punches on him. Round 3, you give it to Ian Gary. It's 2-1. I swear, some people, I don't know why, some people, I swear, I was like, looking on in the, online right after the fight. People talking about it was 2-2. It's like, no, it was not 2-2. In what world was that fight 2-2? In what world did you see Islam tie with Ian Gary in that fight? From the looks of it, it was round 1, round 2, Islam. Round 3 goes to Gary. Round 4, Islam was still looking pretty good. Ian Gary was landing some more strikes. Ian Gary was looking fluid. He was looking nice. Round 4, kind of questionable a little bit, but I was still good to Islam. He looked better. He was controlling. He was kind of, a little bit tired, a little bit fatigued, taking a lot of damage in this fight. You could see Ian Gary really took no damage in this fight, which is crazy. Surprised. Islam did. He felt a lot of takedowns in this fight. He was trying. Ian Gary was still kind of stuffing, kind of doing well, controlling the takedowns from Islam, kind of reversing them, sticking to his game plan he had this fight. Round 5, once Islam took Ian Gary down, like halfway through this round, or like a little bit earlier before that, probably like a minute 30 in, fight was over. We knew the fight was over. Ian Gary is having a really hard time getting out from these takedowns by Islam. It's pretty similar to the Shavkat Rakhmonov fight, where Shavkat kind of took down Ian Gary a good amount of times, and there was a lot of times where Ian Gary was not getting out. He was just sitting there, actively trying to punch Shavkat. He was trying to get up, but it's like he couldn't. And with Islam, it's gonna be even harder because he's a way better grappler than Shavkat. And there were a lot of times in this fight where Ian Gary was having a lot of trouble getting up. But yeah, round 5 we took to Islam, and Islam won by unanimous decision for sure. He took rounds 1, 2, 4, and 5. I said Ian Gary would take at least 1 round in this fight, if not 2. But yeah, Islam had a pretty nice win. Not a totally dominant one, because this is a pretty tough fight for him, I'm not gonna lie. And of all the guys Islam's fought, Dustin Poirier, Volkanovski, Moicano, like, what's it called? Who am I thinking of? JDM. Oh, Charles Oliveira. Like, this is probably one of his toughest fights he had in years, bro. He was trying, but he couldn't. He couldn't do it. He couldn't get it. Man, a very scary fight for Islam, because he looked like he got close to getting dominated. I thought Ian Gary could have took round 4 and tied it up. Round 5 would be it'd go to whoever. It'd be round 5 would be it goes to anybody at that point. But no, he took 4 rounds from Ian Gary. Ian Gary took the middle round, round 3, and Islam got the win here. But Ian Gary, I liked how he got on the mic, showed no signs of making excuses. I mean, yes, Ian Gary is a very unlikable guy, unlikable character in the UFC, but he's still, you cannot deny this guy has the skill to last in welterweight. And yes, Carlos Prates is up next for the belt. He's up next for welterweight. And Ian Gary can fight whoever. I don't know why I keep on seeing Michael Morales like being shown. It's like, Michael Morales is not going to fight for the belt. They should literally, it's Carlos Prates. Carlos Prates made his way up here. He's beaten better guys than Michael Morales. Like, Michael Morales' last win is like over What, Sean Brady? Sean Brady is good. He's in the top 10, but that should not warrant you to the belt at all. Nowhere near the belt. I mean, he's near the belt, but he's gonna be right below Prades every single time. Prades has done more, beating the better guys, dominated them, knocked a lot of guys out. First of all, he knocked JDM down, TKO'd him, won that. Crazy. Will Morales do that? No, I think it'd be a closer fight with Morales and JDM, but I'm still think Morales could definitely edge out the win over there. But yeah, Prades up next, Ian Gary. Yeah, Prades is up next. Ian Gary could honestly fight top 5 guy. And I think Ian Gary, we will see Ian Gary up here again for sure. Looks good. All his other fights outside of this fight so far, he definitely was competitive with Islam for sure. Competitive. Look at Islam's face, bro. Islam was fatigued, took a lot of damage. Ian showed a pretty competitive performance, a nice performance. Even though he lost 4 rounds, it's okay. He still did a nice job. No excuses for him at all. Took it on the chin. Still a very unlikable guy, but I'll kind of turn down on just because he's not using any excuses for the fight. But anyways, man, this is a nice card. A lot of finishes, still very underwhelming card on paper. It could have been better. Some matches were kind of meaningless, but overall, not a bad card. Good performance with the card. A lot of finishes. And that's going to be it for the video, boys. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more. Had a lot of fun going over this card. It was really good card in terms of the finishing performance of it. Not a good on paper, like I was saying. Not good on paper. Overall, solid card. Not bad. You could say the Islam Ian Gary main event was kind of boring. Co-main event was trash. Main event slightly boring. You could say that, yeah. Overall, not a bad card. Like, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you boys. Peace.